Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you my process of scanning and editing high quality watercolor illustrations using the Epson V600 scanner. This is an amazing scanner to use if you're wanting to sell your traditionally created artwork and need something that will reproduce really clear, high quality scans. For me personally, this has been a huge game changer for my workflow in creating printable artwork to sell on Etsy and my own shop, as well as for scanning work for my illustration portfolio. If you'd like to check it out yourself, the link to the scanner will be in the description box below. So let's get started. So the first thing that I do is hook up my Epson V600 scanner to my laptop. I'm using a MacBook Pro. And then I grab my artwork and open up my Epson. And then the scan bed is 8.5 by 11 inches, so anything smaller than that can fit. If I do have something larger, let's say I had like a 9 by 12, I would just scan both sides. So scan one side, and then I would scan the next side, and then I would photo merge them together in Photoshop. But for the purpose of this video, I just have, I think this is either a 7 by 10 inch or an 8 by 10. So it fits perfectly. I just place it face down and then close up the scanner. So now I am back on my computer. I have my Epson scanner hooked up. I've placed my scan inside the scanner bed. And now what I have to do is open up the scanning software. So in my applications, it's already set up. I'm going to click on Epson Scan 2. So this is what will pop up when you first open your Epson scan, and it's going to probably show you some different settings that it started with, and these are the settings that I like to use. So there's main settings and advanced settings. Let's talk about main settings first. Document source will be the scanner glass. Document type, reflective. Image type, I usually use 24-bit color. For resolution, I would recommend using at least 300 dpi. I like to scan at 600 so that my image can at least double in size and still remain really high quality. And scanning quality will do high. I'm going to save mine as a TIFF, but they do have other options: JPEG, PNG, multi, and PDF, and then the folder where you want it scanned. Now before we go to advanced settings, I'm going to preview my scan. And now this is going to show me what my image will look like. I'm going to go to advanced settings now. This is where you can play with editing really simple things before you go in and edit it yourself. So this just has kind of basic things you can play with. You can change the brightness. I'm going to leave it at 0. I usually don't touch any of these over here. Unsharp mask, if we press off, you'll see that the quality has really gone down and it's a bit blurry. So I go to high, and that creates a much crisper image. Color restoration, I don't usually use. Turning it on totally changes the colors. I'm gonna leave it off. Backlight correction sometimes works. I play with it depending on what my image is of. Descreening I leave off, and dust removal I leave off. I think a lot of these end up kind of blurring the image, so I leave most of the things off and then play with them myself in Photoshop if I need to edit or clean anything up. So if you like the way that looks, you can then go ahead and scan it. So for the purpose of this video, I wanted to show you a comparison of my Epson V600 scan compared to my HP Envy and what that did to the exact same image scanned. So you can see the Epson V600 is really clear and vibrant. The colors are almost exactly the same as my original painting. The light and the shadows are really good. When I put them into Photoshop, I'll just have to clean up the background, edit the levels of the colors a little bit, change the saturation, maybe make it brighter. But as you can see with my HP Envy basic printer scanner, and this was scanned in at 300 DPI. I think that my scanner might be able to do 600, but I really didn't see a difference when using the HP Envy and scanning at a different DPI. You can see that it is clear, but the colors are totally off. There's a huge lighting difference that has really skewed the colors and made them way too dull and has really brightened the background. Let's open up my scan in Photoshop and I will show you how I edit it. Okay, so the first thing that I do is try to get rid of that background. So I want my illustration to be transparent so that I can place it on anything else. So I unlock the layer and I'm just gonna crop it. So I go over here to the crop tool, or you can press C, and then I just close in on it so that there's less stuff that I have to remove. I'm gonna go to adjustments and levels. And then I play with the white of the background. And then I also darken the main image. So moving around, these little triangles are gonna play with the different colors. And mostly what it's doing is changing the saturation or the contrast. So now what I'm gonna do is press Shift and select both, press Command E to merge them. And now that change of levels is combined with that main layer. Okay, I'm gonna grab the magic wand tool and select that white background, just click one time. Up here, you'll see where it says sample size, tolerance, anti-alias. I wanna play with the tolerance. So if I zoom in, you'll see all those little moving specks. So those little dots are like those little background, maybe little specks of dust or paint. And changing the tolerance up or down is going to change how much of the white it removes and how much of the main layer that it thinks it needs to remove. So if I go higher and click one more time, it's going to remove more of that background. What I like to do is smooth that out. So before I do anything else, this has already been clicked and you see that those lines are still on them. Go to select, go to modify, and go to smooth. And I like to start small because sometimes it ends up smoothing too much and it looks kind of funky. So we'll start with 3 pixels. I'm gonna press OK. And then it just smoothed it out just a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is press delete. I'm going to create a new layer, drag it underneath, and then I'm going to grab black, my paint bucket tool, so that now we can see what is left to remove. So I can still use my magic wand tool and then select those other white pieces that I need to remove. So you can play around with the tolerance. I think I actually need it to be higher. And then I'm gonna go and modify it to smooth again. There we go, and delete. And see, now I click this white area, but because this pink is pretty light and my tolerance is really high, it thinks that that is light enough to remove with the white. So this is when you would want to change the tolerance a little bit lower. And see there, now it's only going to remove the white bits. I might smooth that out. And delete. And now using the magic wand tool and deleting a lot of the white, using that tool is going to save you a lot of time from going in and erasing it yourself manually. And now a lot of the little bits, I do actually go in and use the eraser tool and my tablet to kind of clean up and erase myself. Like this, I would just use the eraser and then kind of smooth it out. what I typically do is I end up saving this as a transparent background PNG. So I save the original file as a TIFF so that I can go back and edit, resize, and make edits that I need without it losing any quality. And what I would also do to prepare this file for print and selling a printable of it, I would just go to File, Export, and export it as a PNG. And now as a PNG, now you can use it for making cards, for making printables. And then the last thing that I would do is I would make it into a printable. So I would make maybe an 8 by 10 inch print with 300 dpi resolution. Then all you would have to do is drag in your PNG and save it in whatever format you'd like as your printable file. And there you have it. You have your high quality scanned artwork now ready to use in whatever format that you'd like. There are many artist quality scanners to choose from, and I think Epson V600 is a great mid-range, high-quality scanner that will give you the best outcome for a low cost. At the time I purchased it, it was around $200, but once you start getting into scanners that offer larger scanning beds or more options, the price can really jump into the thousands or more. So considering the quality and variety of tools Epson V600 offers, I think that this scanner is really worth the cost and has improved my final artwork in ways that my basic printer scanner could not. I hope that this video was helpful for you as you try to find a scanner that will work for your workflow and your art process. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos and tutorials like this one. Thank you so much.